I've just sprayed the roof of my garage with spray and forget solution. You can see quite a bit of mold up there, but this is exactly what they advertise on the package. The product that I used is spray and forget concentrate. It makes 10 gallons. And so far, to do that roof, I hardly used 2 gallons. So I've used about a fifth of the bottle. If you were doing something this size, you'd probably want to try a smaller container. And then for a sprayer, I bought this Ace Hardware 2-gallon sprayer. I filled it about halfway each time and made 2 applications. That's how I got my 2-gallon mix. Now, is it going to work? It's been just a little over 2 weeks since I sprayed this roof with spray and forget. We had rain all last week, including yesterday. Heavy rain. Maybe it needs some sun. We'll check back again next week. Well, it's June the 30th. It's been 3 weeks since this was applied. I can't say that there's any less material on the roof. There would appear to be about the same amount. I had thought that some of this material might wash into the splash block, wash into the gutter and end up in the splash block. I have not seen any of this on the ground at the end of the downspout. I'd have to say it's all still on the roof. Well, you can clearly see on the right side of the roof an area near the vent pipe where I did not spray. That still has a mildew stain. Now we're 6 weeks into this and the mold or mildew color from the part I did spray is gone. So that's not a shadow over there by the vent pipe. That's actual a green stain that's on the roof. I should have sprayed there. Now regarding the moss that's growing in the cracks of the shingles, that moss will swell up when it absorbs water, and it will shrink when it's been in the sun. Now, one of the things to be pointed out, this is a northeast exposure. It gets plenty of sun. It gets the morning sun, it gets the afternoon sun. Let's just make a note of the time. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. It's Saturday, July the 27th. Look at the sun up there. This is not a shaded roof. It has sun most of the day, at least this time of year. So I am not really seeing any reduction in the amount of moss up there. So here's the splash block that exits the gutter that drains the roof. I had sprayed the moss in this splash block on the same day. You can see some in the back there right below the downspout that's turned brown. Now I had expected this splash block to be full of moss that fell off the roof and would be collecting down here, but it hasn't happened. And I'm going to show you the reason why. This stuff is pretty well stuck on here. I'm going to put my finger on it and you can see it's not coming off. It's got as good a grip as it ever did. And that's why the volume of material on the roof is exactly the same as it was 6 weeks ago. It's still stuck up there. So I'll keep monitoring it and we'll see what happens. Well, it's mid-September. There has been no reduction of material on this roof whatsoever. There's just as much moss up there as there was 3 months ago. A stain that I didn't even know I had has been removed, but that growth, it's exactly the same. I had been hoping it would be gone by now. I don't think this product can remove it. Well, it's December the 22nd. It's been over 6 months since this roof was sprayed. And I can see that the mold stain, which I wasn't even aware was there, has been removed. Because if you look to the right where the plumbing vent is, I didn't spray that section, which would be on the west side of the roof. And you can clearly see that there's a green stain there. So Spray and Forget did a very good job of removing the stain. Unfortunately, 6 months after the fact, the moss that had been growing on the roof is still there. There's not a whole lot of difference between what I'm seeing there today, 6 months later. It has changed color. It might be a hair smaller. If it rains on it, that stuff will swell up. We've had 4 snowstorms this month, 4 shoveling events. The roof's been completely covered with snow 4 times. That moss is still stuck fast to the shingles. It's not coming off. No amount of windstorm has removed it. No amount of heavy rain and flooding rains. No amount of snow and ice has removed that moss. It's still there. So, does Spray and Forget work? Well, I think 6 months is long enough to test it. So, does it work on mold stains? Yes. Does it work on moss? It's supposed to work on moss. It's what it says on the bottle. Well, take a look at that roof and you decide if it works on moss. I know what my decision is. Thanks for watching.